Hi, this is our group project. It's about oral and nonverbal communication in the cross-cultural environment. My name is Madelyn Page, and I'm going to be covering the definitions portion. So first we wanted to start off with the cross-cultural communication. This is defined as a field of study that looks at how people from different cultural backgrounds communicate in similar and different ways among themselves and how they endeavor to communicate across cultures. This is just pretty much explaining how cultures communicate either non-verbally or verbally, different languages, language barriers, and all that we're going to cover in this whole presentation. Secondly, we wanted to define the nonverbal communication and exactly what it meant so we could better understand how to research it. Nonverbal communication is defined as it involves those nonverbal stimuli in a communication setting that are generated by both the source, which is the speaker, and his or her use of the environment that have potential message value for the source or receiver, which is the listener. Pretty much nonverbal communication is anything such as body language, hand gestures, facial emotions, and anything like that.
My name is Madeline Gagneaux, and I'm going to be talking about why communication is important. Being able to communicate effectively is the most important of all life skills. The ability to communicate information accurately, clearly, and as intended is a vital life skill and something that should not be overlooked. Communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place to another, whether this be vocally, written, visually, or non-verbally. Language barriers. Language barrier is a figurative phrase used primarily to indicate the difficulties faced when communicating with others while speaking multiple languages. I work at a Mexican restaurant, and when I first started working there, it was extremely hard to communicate with all of the people that worked there because they only spoke Spanish. So that language barrier really affected and made my job very difficult, but over the years, I've been working there for 7 years now, over the years we've kind of both had to learn each other's languages in order to be successful in the workplace. So that is an example of how language barriers can negatively affect the workplace and how it is important to know the language of whichever country you're in.
Hello, I'm Ramirez, and I'm going to be talking about verbal communications in American culture versus Spanish-speaking culture. First, in America, we speak a lot of different languages because there are different cultures that have migrated to America. Because of this, many Americans tend to speak multiple different languages due to the amount of different languages spoken here. In the Spanish-speaking cultures, the only language spoken is Spanish. Some Spanish-speaking cultures know very little English and primarily only speak Spanish. Next, I'm going to be talking about the nonverbal communications in American culture and Spanish-speaking culture. Hands on your hips. In American, this gesture might mean you are annoyed or waiting, or even you are about to stretch your hips. In Mexico, this will be like a harmless gesture meaning hostility, which means that they're angry or that they are mad at somebody. Next, I'm going to be talking about the palm facing upward with fingers spread. In American, this might mean like, what? I don't know, or give me some. In Chile, this same gesture is an insult, telling somebody that they are stupid. Alright, this is more nonverbal communications in American culture and Spanish-speaking culture. First, the index finger, this means okay in America, and this could mean like, I got it. In Brazil, this is the same thing as sticking out the middle finger in America. Hands in the fist and the index and pinkies pointed up. In American, this is like the bullhorns, literally like the Texas Longhorns. In Brazil, this is the same gesture as like your wife being unfaithful.
I'm Miki Fangatua, and I'll be covering social and cultural differences between the United States and Mexico. For family in the United States, family generally comes second to work, and in Mexico, family is the first priority. As for religion, the United States is mixed religions, and in Mexico is basically the Roman Catholic tradition. Etiquette, in the United States, formality is often sacrificed for efficiency. Mexico, old formality, crazy. Education, you got education, as you can see. Appearance is secondary to performance for the United States, and in Mexico, dress and grooming is a status symbol. Gender, men and women share dual roles in the United States and in Mexico. Women are usually the housewives that stay at home, and men, they're basically a provider and free to roam. And for our second slide, there's just stats that we have. You see economy type, capitalist in the United States and free market in Mexico. Currency, we have the US dollars, and Mexico is pesos.